Hello everyone. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day today. Welcome to New Moon Acrylics. My name is Rhonda, and yeah, it looks a little different behind me because I'm working on my other table today. We are going to be, I want to show you how I varnish my paintings. I've gotten a lot of questions, especially at my store, about how I go about varnishing or putting the shine on my paintings. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I'm going to show you everything from start to finish. So anyway, it's not going to be a long video, I promise. So yeah, let's go create something new. Alrighty, let me get you down on the canvas and we'll get to it. Okay, hello everyone. So we're going to be varnishing these canvases, and I'm going to show you everything that I do from A to Z. These are paintings that I did last week. Some people wait weeks and weeks and weeks for their paintings to cure and dry, depending on the technique and how thick the paint is. Depends on how soon I varnish them. These paintings have been sitting for a little over a week now, I believe. So yeah, these things are ready to be varnished. They're dry. If I had used silicone or another type of cell activator, I would clean them first. And let me show you what I used to clean them. Hang on. Yeah, it would not be a Rhonda video if I didn't forget something, right? Okay, so this is what I use to clean the paintings with. All I do is take one of the wipes out and I give it a good wipe down, let it dry, and then varnish. So I put push pins on the bottom here. I have this up on here so you can see it better, because for some reason this table doesn't photograph like the other one does. But anyway, it could be my camera, which I'm working on getting different cameras, so we'll see. Okay, so this is an 8x10. I have two 5x7s, and I'm going to move this out of the way so we can get this party started. Okay, so the first thing I get are these. Oh my goodness, what a day. Okay, these are car wash sponges. I get these from Dollar General, and I pay, I think it's like $3 a piece for them. And then I also have Liquitex Gloss Varnish. And then I also have Liquitex High Gloss Varnish. Some people will varnish their paintings 4, 5, 6 times. I find doing it one coat with this, with the gloss varnish, and then once with the high gloss does perfectly fine. So, also gonna need, and don't laugh, a pair of pantyhose. Okay, so, and yeah, I've had people probably look at the pantyhose on my rack over on this other side of the studio over there and wonder, yeah, what in the world am I doing with pantyhose? I am a jeans and t-shirt kind of girl. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is an extra piece of sponge. Could probably play with that somewhere. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut my sponge, and I'll tell you why. And I'm gonna have a large piece and then a smaller piece. So I'm just gonna cut it with my scissors. And sometimes you have to, my scissors probably need to be sharpened too. So all right, so there's my two pieces. I probably could have just used my knife, right? Okay, so I have two pieces. And I'm going to take my pantyhose and I am just going to slide it over the sponge. Now you don't need that much, so I'm going to pull some of it back, or you could just tie it off. Okay, that's good right there. And then I'm going to tie off the other end, or cut off the other end, and then tie it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And then one pair of pantyhose. I remember pantyhose used to be so cheap. You used to be able to get them for like $1 a pair at some places. Now it's hard to find them cheap pairs. Okay, so I got this one. I'll cut that off. I want to say I paid like $4 and change for this pair here. And I always get the queen size because I'm going to get every bang for my buck. But I've used this pair here, I'd say 3 times maybe already. Okay, so I'm going to, and you don't have to cut or tie these off, but I do. So I'm just going to tie this end. And then I'm going to tie the other end. And you want to make sure that the pantyhose are not really loose on the sponge, so make sure you give it a little tug to make sure that it's not loose. And I'm just gonna cut that one too short. Either that or my fingers are too big. And you can't always tie it first and then cut. But anyway. Alrighty. That's not going to tie. It doesn't matter if you tie them, but if you have a really long piece like this, just go ahead and tie it off so it's not dangling all over the place. Okay. That's good. Good, good. Okay, now the reason why I have 2 sizes is because I have 2 different varnishes. I have my gloss and then I have my high gloss. So I use the big one for this, the big bottle, and the little one for the little bottle. It helps me to keep things separate, organized. Okay, so I'm not going to need this other sponge. I'm just going to put that to the side, put the scissors to the side, and like I said, the first one I do is the gloss varnish. You're going to want to wear gloves because this does not come off your hands like the paint does. So I'm going to show you how to do these 3 small ones, and then I have one big one over there that we're going to do just real quick. I've got a bunch of paintings that I need to do today, but we're just going to do these here. Okay, so we have our painting. Make sure you're in frame here. And it doesn't matter which way you start. You can start this way or this way. I'm going to start this way. So make sure you give your bottle a shake. And what I do every time I get a new sponge and I put a new pantyhose on it, if you're just changing the pantyhose on the sponge, which you can do because sometimes this will get dirty. So what I do is I just take a little bit of the varnish, pour it on the sponge, and just get it to soak in just a little bit. So you're not starting with a dry sponge. Okay, now you're just going to take your varnish and drizzle it over the top of your painting, and it doesn't take a lot, as you can see. I put a little bit more than usual on here because this is a fresh sponge and a fresh pantyhose. So I'm just going to dab it in here a little bit, and then I'm going to go from over the edge, and I'm going to pull it towards me slowly. And as you can see, there's different streaks. That's because the sponge hasn't soaked it up enough yet. There we go, that's a little better. And then go over a little more. And then do the final edge, the side rather. Okay. You don't want to go over it too many times because you'll end up taking varnish off. So now all I'm going to do is take my sponge and just wipe the sides. And that's it. Now put this aside. That was cute. Alrighty. Now we'll do this next little one. I'm going to put it a little bit over the edge here so that I can pick it up easier. Now I don't have to put any more on the sponge, just a little bit on the canvas. Take my sponge and pull down. And you don't want to start from right inside. You want to start from over the edge. So you're going to go over the edge and go all the way down to over the edge. Okay, and now we go ahead and do the sides. And that one's done. Not done, but it's done with the first coat. Okay, we'll do this one here. You just want to make sure too you don't have any dust or particles on here because they will dry in with the varnish. Okay, go from over the edge, come all the way down and go completely over the other edge. Over the edge, all the way down, like so. And just wipe down the sides. And there's that one. Okay, now I'm going to grab this big boy. I'm going to take these smaller paintings and put them up on the shelf, and I'll bring the big boy down, or the big girl. I'm going to put these up here so they can dry. And now we're going to do this big one. Now this big painting, I'm not going to be able to put up on here. So I'm going to set this down to the side.
Please step on the scale.
That was funny. My husband has a scale that talks to him. And whenever you bang the floor, the thing talks to you. So I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but yeah, the thing will talk. Okay, I am not getting this whole thing in frame. Let's see if I pull the table back some, maybe. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get this whole thing in frame on this table. But, okay, we'll work through it, folks. Okay, the same deal. You're gonna take your varnish and just sprinkle it all over the canvas. Okay, and it's the same deal. You're gonna go from, and you'll be able to see my side, but not that side. So you're gonna go from over the edge, come all the way down, to over the edge. Same thing, over the edge. And it really doesn't take that long to varnish the paintings. I'm just going to walk myself down. All the way over to the edge. Same thing. As you can see, I didn't put a whole lot of varnish on this painting. And whenever you're varnishing too, before I forget to mention, it does have a slight odor. It's not bad. But whenever I'm working with odorous materials, I like to have some kind of ventilation, whether it be a fan, a window open, whatever the case may be. Okay, now I'm just going to do the edges, and I know it's going to be hard for you to see, but I'm just going to take my sponge, go right across the edge here, and do this side over here, and then I'll do this side, and then this side here. All right, so that's it. Easy peasy. Put that to the side. Whenever you're using your sponges, you can use the same bag it came in, or you can use a big Ziploc bag, which is what I'm going to do, but they're on the other side of the room. And I'll get this put in a big Ziploc bag, and that's to keep them nice and fresh so that you can keep reusing these sponges. You won't have to keep purchasing. Now what I did was I went ahead and I varnished a layer going this way on the painting. Once this is dry, I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do the same exact thing, but I'm going to do it with the high gloss, and I'm going to go the opposite direction. Okay, so when this dries, I'll be back and we'll do the second layer. Alrighty, I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty, hello everyone, and this is actually the day after. I got tied up doing a bunch of stuff yesterday, so this is the big one that we were working on, and as you can see, that first coat of varnish did really well. So now we're going to do the second coat. Put this other light on maybe. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to do the second coat, and this second coat is with the high gloss varnish, and we're going to do the same thing we did with the first one using my small sponge. So I wanted to mention too, one of the reasons I put, and I actually got this technique from Molly, from Molly's Artistry, doing the varnish, and I think she does more coats than I do, but I don't feel that the paintings need more than these two coats. So anyway, the reason for the pantyhose is so that the varnish goes on more smoothly. You don't end up with a lot of bubbles, and as you can see on this painting here, it dries really even, smoothly, gives it a really nice shine. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump some of this on here. And these bottles last a really, really, really long time, because as you can see, you don't need a whole lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my sponge wet in here and do the same thing. Over the edge to over the edge. And when you come over the edge like this, you will have drips, but you can remove those drips afterwards, or you can use a your finger or one of your tools that you use to remove paint drips, to just remove the drips from underneath the sides. And I absolutely love the way that this varnish makes all these colors pop, and all the metallic paints, it brings that shimmer right out. So we're getting to the end of this canvas here. Almost done. And one more swipe and this one will be done on the face side, and then all I gotta do are my edges. Just run the sponge across the edge. Not time consuming, inexpensive, and you have beautiful results. There, that one's done. I want to show you one that I finished. This one here. And as you can see, I hope that this varnish works really, really well. It's a UV varnish, so it gives your painting a UV protectant, so it's not going to fade as quickly as if you didn't have a varnish. And this one's done the same thing, one coat of the gloss varnish and one coat of the high gloss. And you can see the results. I absolutely love using this varnish. I'll put this piece back up on the wall. And here's another one. Nope, that one's not done yet. Okay. Alrighty, folks. So that's it. Easy peasy, non-expensive, gives your paintings a beautiful result. My customers love the shimmer. I get compliments all the time on them at the store. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.